So today we continue with our overview of chapter 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, the Dhyana Yoga, the yoga of meditation, in which Lord Krishna described the Ashtanga Yoga process. Essential in that process is the control of the mind. And Arjuna, after hearing about the practice, he says to Krishna, this is impractical, I cannot do it. It's controlling this mind, it's like controlling the wind, like trying to control a wild horse, a mustang, that you try to tame it and the horse throws you of it. It's very difficult, I cannot do that. And Krishna replies, yes, Arjuna, you can do that. Just you need that, you need detachment, that and determination, yes. That so still after hearing all of this, that Arjuna's his doubts, suitable practice and detachment, all right, but can I do it? And then he's asking Lord Krishna, what if the yogi is unsuccessful? So Arjuna thinks I may be unsuccessful. That so what is my destination? Am I going to lose everything? My spiritual advancement and my material advancement? I lose everything, like a cloud. That there is a cloud and the sun comes and the cloud dissipates. Everything is gone. Even cloud by the wind, it's scattered and it disappears. That so that is his question, and we will first hear this question from Arjuna. And these are 3 verses in which he expresses his doubts about the destination of the unsuccessful yogi, from 637 to 639. I will read the 3 verses one after another. Arjuna Uvacha Ayati Shadayo Peto Yoga Kshalati Manasa Aprapya Yoga Samsitim Kam Katim Krishna Gacchati. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist, who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but later desists due to worldly mindedness, and does not attain perfection in mysticism? Kachinnabhaya viprastas Chinabram eva nashati apashtito mahabhavo vimuda brahmanapati. Almighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere? Etam me samsyam Krishna chetamara shashechata tvatanya samsayasya chetana yupapachate. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. So, to engage in transcendental activities, to pursue the transcendental path, it's more or less like declaring war to the illusory energy. So Therefore, Arjuna wants to know what's going to happen when I don't make it. That when one deviates from that path, that if the aspiring transcendentalist falls down, he appears to lose everything materially and spiritually. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Krishna consciousness is the best path, because that leads one to real self-realization. And it includes the goal of the jnanis, it includes Brahman, and it includes the goal of the yogis, which is Paramatma realization. And it is a direct path. You don't have to do all the other yogas. That because to reach Krishna through Brahman and Paramatma realization takes many, many births. So Krishna is replying. Text 40. He will reply in 8 verses. Shri Bhagavan uvacha partanaiva namutra vinasastasya vidyate naikalyana kritka shitturhatim tata gacchati. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction, either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So Krishna says, yeah, you engage on this path, you will never be overcome by evil. In the 9th chapter, Krishna will say, Name Bhaktya Pranashati, my devotee never perishes. So he will confirm that in 9:22 that whatever advancement you make, Krishna will protect that advancement, and he will make you. He will help you to make further advancement. So that it means you pursue Krishna consciousness, you practice it, you chant, you follow the principles. Even if you don't get transcendental realization, you get a consolation prize. And the consolation prize is that you get at least you get the human form again. In the next chapter, the 7th chapter, and hopefully we can discuss chapter 7, 8, 9 in October, if Krishna willing. Then there in the 7th chapter, Krishna speaks about 4 kinds of people who don't surrender to him, and 4 kinds of people that surrender to him. And the second of the 4 kinds of people that do not surrender to him is the Naradam. The Naradam is socially and politically developed. It thinks the goal of life is to enjoy the senses. You live only once, they think. And such people, they want to enjoy the senses, the body. The same thing as the animals. So in next life, they become animals. And that's Srila Prabhupada said of the population, 99.99% are Narada. 99.99% are on the way to animal life. And the human form is a special opportunity. The human form has higher intelligence. You understand, you can understand who we are, who got this. That's a special gift. And that's the consolation prize. That's the minimum you get. And all spiritual advancement that you have made, if you have become 5% Krishna conscious, you remain there. Krishna will explain how that happens in the next verses. It will manifest again very quickly in your next slide. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, activity in Krishna consciousness is the only auspicious activity, and anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily miscomforts for the sake of making progress on the path of Krishna consciousness is called a perfect transcendentalist under severe austerity. One who tries his best in the matter need not fear degradation. So that's very encouraging. And Krishna explains in the next verse. He will explain that a yogi with a short practice and he falls down, and a yogi with a long practice and he falls down. They get different destinations. A short practice means we follow the regulative principles, we chant, but the heart is still impure. We want still to enjoy very strongly. That is the short practice. And the long practice is the devotee who chants for many years already. His heart is nearly pure. But still some work to be done. So we will first hear from the short practice, the one with a short practice, 41. Prapya punya kitam lokam ushitva sasvati sama chuchinam shimatam gehe yoga brasta vijayate. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planet of the wise living entity, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. So we can understand here a short practice. What is Krishna saying in this verse? You have the slide 41 here. On top you see the demigods, heavenly planets, and down you see an aristocratic family. So the devotee who has still strong material desires, Krishna says, you want to enjoy? I will give you heavenly enjoyment. You go to the heavenly planets. And there you can enjoy for 10,000, 20,000 years. But then you have to come back to the earth, and you will take birth in an aristocratic family or a rich family, so that you don't have to work too much and can concentrate again on making spiritual advancement. That's the young practitioner, the one with a short practice, I mean. And then Krishna speaks about the long practitioner, one with a long practice. That Atava yohinam eva kule bhavati dimatam etatir tidurlabhataram lokechanme atitvisham. Or if unsuccessful after a long practice of yoga, he has his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely creating wisdom, surely such birth is very rare in this world. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, on Vishnupad Srimad Bhaktivedanta Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj, which is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, and our humble self, and me, Srila Prabhupada says, we had the opportunity to take birth in such families by the grace of the Lord, and both both of us were trained in the devotional service of the Lord from the very beginning of our lives. Later on, we met by the order of the transcendental system. What Srila Prabhupada is saying here, because Krishna says in this verse that one will take his birth in a family of great transcendentalists, means pure devotees. That the father of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, was a pure devotee. And the father of Srila Prabhupada, Mohan Dev, was also a pure Vaishnava. So we can see that when Srila Prabhupada was 5 years old, his father Mohan Dev built with him a mini model of the big Ratha Yatra carts they used in Jagannath Puri. And with all the children of the neighbors, all the mothers were cooking sweets and so on. And then all the children had Ratha Yatra festival in the street. And they went from one side to the street to the other, chanting Hare Krishna and distributing sweets. So someone asked Srila Prabhupada that, I think it was a journalist who asked him, at what age did you become God conscious? And Srila Prabhupada said, I can't remember a time in my life that I did not remember Krishna. So but from a young age, he was always in Krishna consciousness. That he went, which was close to where he was living at that time. He went as a child regularly with his father to the Mulliks temple. And there they have in Calcutta a very nice deities of Radha Govinda. And it is said Srila Prabhupada, as a young boy, he could hours gaze and look at Radha Govinda just standing there. That I've been at that Mulliks temple 25 years ago, and it are beautiful deities, beautiful temples, very nice devotees there. This Mulliks family. We went to see all the places at that time. Where Srila Prabhupada was staying in Calcutta, where his pharmacy was, where he was living. That the Scottish College, the building was there still at that time. Today, I don't know what happened. Yes, just Srila Prabhupada in his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, were in that, Srila Prabhupada puts them in that category. But of course, that does not mean that they were unsuccessful yogis. That's something else. But out of humility, yes, Srila Prabhupada said, I was in that category. So now we have text 43. So whatever level of Krishna consciousness we have developed, in next life, that will manifest again. How will that manifest? That's explained in this verse. Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labate parvadekam yatate satato boya samsita kronandana. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life. And he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Guru. So we have the example of Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj was a great king that we know that India is named or got a name from King Bharat, because India in Hindi or in Sanskrit is Bharat Varsha. Varsha means land, the land of Bharat. Bharat Varsha. That's in India they say Bharat Varsha. Yeah, Bharat. That you have also the Bhagavad Gita is part of the epic Mahabharata, the great story of Bharat. So was a great king, and he had a big empire and so much wealth we cannot imagine. But when he was 50 years old, he put his son on the throne and left for the forest, left it all away. It's like, that's a pure devotee. It's like stool. It's no attachment to anything, to wives, and no. He went to the forest and he performed the Ashtanga yoga system, which we are now hearing about, and he attained a higher stage because his practice was devotional. He knew that the super soul was an expansion of Krishna, and he came to the level of bhava. That's the preliminary state of prema, love of God. It's that, but still, by providence, something very extraordinary happened, and he became deviated by a deer, because one day there was a storm, and there were lightnings, and suddenly a thunder, and then he saw a deer, and when the thunder came, it was so frightened that it gave birth at the spot to a baby deer, and it ran away. So there was the baby deer, and being a devotee, felt very compassionate that Bharat and Bharat at that time took care of the deer, but he started to neglect his practice a bit, and he became too much concerned with the deer. And then he left his body, and he was with a mindful anxiety, where is the deer? Because he didn't see the deer for many hours. And he got the body of a deer in his next life. But even in that body, he remained Krishna conscious. He remembered his previous lives. That means his spiritual memory was revived. And then he understood what happened. He was in this body. He went back to the ashram, was hearing about Krishna from the sages until the time was to change body. And then he became Jat Bharat. He became the son of a Brahmin. And Jat means mad. He behaved as a madman because he didn't want to have anything to do with this material energy. And he did everything that his father showed him opposite, and his father became completely frustrated with him. Anyway, he became a great sage. But we see that in each birth, his Krishna consciousness was revived again. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, on taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life again. And he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of God. good. So that means that these yoga principles, in our next life, we become attracted again. You see in the astrological chart, practically of all devotees, you can see that in this life and previous life, they were religious inclined, very strong. And it manifests. Even if they don't want it, they become again attracted automatically. That's Krishna's arrangement. So when one is engaging in Krishna consciousness, so especially when one chants Hare Krishna, it means in previous lives one has done all religious rituals. And Lord Chaitanya accepted Haridas Thakur as his most important disciple. Although Thakur Haridas happened to take his birth in a Muslim family, he was coming from Muslim background. He was elevated to the post of Namacharya by Lord Chaitanya due to his rigidly attended principle of chanting 300,000 holy names of Krishna every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And because he chanted the holy name of the Lord constantly, it is understood that in his previous life he must have passed through all the ritualistic methods of the Vedas known as Sabda Brahman. So that brings up the question that what was our previous life? Someone asked Srila Prabhupada, a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, if how is it that we become that we are becoming devotees in this life? Where does that good fortune come from? And Srila Prabhupada said, you are devotees in this life because you were devotees in previous life. But it's not always like that. Because at another time, a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, that what ajnata sukriti, what unknown good deeds we have done to take up Krishna consciousness in this life. But what unknown devotional service must we have performed in previous life? Unknowingly pleasing a devotee. That, and Srila Prabhupada replied, I'm your ajnata sukriti. So that means Srila Prabhupada had the power to elevate everyone, even if their background was not from devotional in previous lives. That yes, that also that one may ask, yes, because we are speaking about the unsuccessful yogi. How pure do I need to be to go back to the spiritual world? So Srila Prabhupada asked, someone asked Srila Prabhupada, if we are 90% Krishna conscious, will Krishna accept us? And Srila Prabhupada said, yes. And 85% Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, yes. But it would not go lower than 80%. So if the heart is nearly pure, and we leave our body, what's happening? That is, I can clarify that with one story of the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. There it is said that 2 million years ago, a little more, but 2 million years ago, Lord Ram appeared. And Lord Ram, Sita, and that Lakshman, they were traveling to the Dandakaranya forest. And there they met with the sages of the Dandakaranya forest. And the sages were quite pure in heart, transcended all sex desire and so on. And they said to, they requested humbly, Lord Ram, we want to have a relationship with you in conjugal love. And Lord Ram said that I cannot do that. Eka Patni, only one wife in that incarnation, in my incarnation. So only Sita. But in 2 million years from now, at the end of Dvapara Yuga, I will appear as Krishna. And then you can have that relationship with me. So at the end of Dvapara Yuga, there all these sages of the Dandakaranya forest, which were also called the Munichari sages, they took birth in the wombs of gopis in Vrindavan. And they became Munichari gopis. They attained that position and entered Krishna's pastimes as sadhana siddhis, one who attains perfection by the practice of devotion like we do, we try to do, by chanting Hare Krishna, hearing about Krishna, engaging in devotional service. And there, the night Krishna had this rasa dance and played this flute, all the gopis went mad and they ran into the forest. And these Munichari gopis, they wanted also to go. But they were stopped by their relatives. But their desire was so great that it purified their heart completely. And they entered the rasa dance in their spiritual bodies. So we can understand that when Srila Prabhupada said 90%, 85%, if we are nearly pure, then our next life, we will take birth in the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna in some universe. And there we will be trained up by the Nitya Siddha devotees, by the perfect devotees who come from the spiritual world. And then we can attain perfection. But that's already considered a spiritual birth. A spiritual birth. Because in some sense, we have also taken birth in Krishna's pastime. Because we have Lord Chaitanya and Hare Krishna movement is Lord Chaitanya's pastime of distributing Krishna consciousness. So if you are engaging in that mission, you are taking part of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. So after speaking of the unsuccessful yogi, we come at the last two verses of this chapter. First, Krishna will explain the glories of the Astanga Yoga. Astanga is greater than the Jnani, or the Karmi, or the Tapasvi. And then he will explain what the highest yogi is, which is the Bhakti Yogi, which is explained in the last verse. So, verse 46. Tapasvibhyo diko yogi chanibhyo pi matodika karmibhya sadiko yogi tasmat yogi bhavarayana. A yogi is greater than an ascetic, greater than an empirist, and greater than a fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. So it's Srila Prabhupada in a pervert explains these terms. Asceticism, doing austerity, but without knowledge who Krishna is and who we are as a spirit soul, is imperfect. That's inferior. That fruitive work, trying to enjoy this world in a religious way, it's a waste of time. That you have to take birth again, again. And empiric knowledge without surrender to Krishna is imperfect. Just the knowledge that we are a spirit soul, but not knowing that we are a part and parcel of Krishna, and that spiritual activities is engaging in devotional service, that will not bring one to self-realization. One can understand by that one is not a body, that's nice, but who we are. Okay? Finally, and therefore, this yogi is greater than all these kinds of practitioners. But still, it's imperfect, because the yogi only realizes Krishna as the super soul, the controller of material nature. That's nice, but you stay in the material world, that's all. Therefore, in the last verse, Krishna says, the bhakti yogi is the highest, the one who develops love for me. Because you must develop love for Krishna to enter into the spiritual world. Otherwise, you don't enter into the spiritual world. All these other yoga systems, if you follow them, it's just a stepping stone towards Krishna consciousness. Better to go directly. Therefore, in the last verse, it says, Yoginamapa sarvam natyanantarat manam shadravan bhajte yamam samyukta tamo mataha. And of all yogis, the one with great faith always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental and loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with being yoga, and that is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So that's the topmost yogi, the one who develops love for Krishna. And the next 6 chapters explains how to develop this love for Krishna. It's on devotion. So these are the most important chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the next 6. And hopefully we can discuss them in October. So, any question? Yes? Mm-hmm. So what's the process? What's the process to love, to offer this, that Patram Pushpam Yam Yome Bhakti Prachati? Yeah. That the next verse also, Yat Kaus Yatasnas Yat Yos Dadas Yat Yatapas Yaskant Yat Kosmamadarpana. Whatever you do, whatever you give away, whatever you give in charity, do it as Mat Arpanam, an offering to me. So that's the process. It does not mean that is in the bhava stage. You offer a fruit, a flower, with love. So, what's the process of offering? First, we chant Namam Vishnu Padai Krishna Pastai Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namini. Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pacharani, Vishishnyavadi Paskachai, Tishotarani. We chant that 3 times when we offer food to Krishna. That's the beginning. That because we need, we offer it to the via medium of the spiritual master. We may not have love, but Prabhupada has. So we offer it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada offered it to the Guru Parampara, to Krishna, to Lord Chaitanya. Therefore we chant after that, Namama Vadanya Krishna Prema Padaiti Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Nama Gauri Vishay Namaha. We chant, we are praying for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who can give, who is freely giving love for Krishna. So we offer it to Lord Chaitanya. That's the process. And then Nama Bhavanya Devaya Gopamaya Taisha Charititai Krishnai Govinyanamo. And then we offer it to Krishna, the protector of the cows and the Brahmins. So that's how we offer food, because we don't have yet that love. We must offer it to the via medium. And we do it with a great service attitude. And by the mercy of the spiritual master and Lord Chaitanya, Krishna accepts it. So that's the process of offering food. It doesn't mean we are on the Bhava stage. Because Lord Chaitanya said, this is external. Even up to Sarvadram Pricham Mamkam Sarvacham Tvam Sarvapabhya Viksha Yishvasmi Macha. It's also external, surrender to Krishna. Once you are surrendered to Krishna, you are on the spiritual platform. And then you can approach Krishna directly in one of the 5 primary rasas. But we are not yet there. And we hope to get there one time. But if you are on the Bhava stage, good, then you can offer it directly with love. But still, we do it to the spiritual master and Lord Chaitanya. These are the rules and regulations, and we continue following them. Does that help to understand? Yeah. Something else? Good. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.